Hi everyone, and welcome to VOD review number 11 against the Houston Outlaws, the Ilios Well.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Alright, first thing I notice here is that we are massively split. So we have Twistic and Waffly here, we have Yellow taking the flank perhaps around here, and then down the backside. Salem's up on high ground here, and then we have our Zarya and Ana are way back here. So I'd say for future, some of you guys were really taking into heart the positioning that I was suggesting for the well. So I do see that not everybody is standing next to this, so that's good. Everybody is going to be on the outside edge for most of this, but the fact that even though everyone's playing around the square, and that's fine, that just since we're spread out in 3 different locations here, here, and here, rather than grouping, at least with our Ryan, Zarya, Ana, and Lucio, into one group and then having our DPS flank in when we attack. That'd be a better option there. But the other thing I would suggest is having a clear plan of attack and a clear path for the majority of your teammates, whether that be to flank around through the Lighthouse and then straight on to where the enemy team is coming from, since they are coming up here and engaging either through here to this location, or they're going to loop around through the building and engage here. And that's fine, but we need to be together for the engagement to meet these guys and either go around through here, or we can go back around the other way and then go inside that building and meet them around here at the palm tree location. So I would suggest to choose a location, a path of direction definitively, and stick with it. Yeah, I mean, that also prevents the stuff like the halting Waffly into the well itself, and then we have a pretty solid engagement here. Yellow's going to go in, and then he's going to attempt to disrupt things into the backline. That's great. He can also engage with Salem into the backline at the same time, but in terms of being here, and then we have members who are they're not even on the screen, so just the distance that things are being split right now is just a little bit too much. So I'd emphasize for this map to practice our rotations and grouping and engage in specific areas and whatnot so that everybody's on the same page. I think that's mainly the thing that we have been lacking on the well specifically. It's not been player skill, that's perfectly fine. It's been coordination and actual positioning of when to engage said enemy team. So that's what I see here. So we do have the nade here, and we're going to start and get a little bit of aggressive here, and that's fine. Try and kill that Orisa, but most likely it's going to be a reset because we lost 2. But that's a good boop onto her. Alright, yes, come back, Waffle, come back. So we can hold down here and then wait for everybody else and then speed boost them back up to either re-engage here or to walk through and re-engage, regardless where the enemy team is going to determined by where the enemy team's positioning is going to be on the well. Most commonly, they're either going to hold here, or they're going to hold in this back corner, which you guys have experienced many times. So these two would be the most common locations. I'll just call this position 1 and position 2. And we're going to have a position 3, it looks like, where the enemy team's going to hold here and then push up, and you guys can engage them, group as the group that you are with 6, and then go through. I do like that you're grouping up for this. That is good, and keep up with the grouping. Yep, solid pick off to begin with the kill onto the Ash. Let's see how many more kills we can get. Immortality field's down, focus that. Good. Good kill on the Brig, and then you're going to come back and pin the Orisa. Excellent. There isn't a whole lot you can do against the Echo with the current group composition that you have. Like, you've got a little bit of damage you can put on with Zarya when you're in range. Just one fire strike from your Reinhardt. Of course, Genji can do some damage, Lucio can do some poke, and Ana can shoot, but I mean, Yoa is not going to be able to do a whole lot against that, but that's fine as long as he's able to get value on the supports or the Ashe or the tanks themselves. So just keep that in mind. It's more of a group effort to kill the Echo in with the composition that you're currently running. Yeah, that was nice, Twisted. You got her. Good boop on her. Can't really boop her into the pit, but good kill. Okay, so I like this. So everybody is together. That is good. And we're waiting for the engagement patiently. And that's a solid position right here. Alright, now you see where they are. They're coming through this angle here, and that means get a closer group and engage right here onto their tanks, and then the DPS, of course, you could disrupt in the back line. Couple good kills from Salem to start things off. And of course you kill the immortality field. It's unfortunate that you died there, Twistic. Yeah, they are up, I believe, 1 right now. Yes. Alright, so Supercharger goes down. Nice Shatter, and we do have Meteor Strike. Alright, good. Back out and regroup around here. Alright, so we have some big ultimates here too. recontest, so we have Space Jam. Grab and Meteor Strike, we have Sound Barrier, and then a Nano Blade for the next following fight. Of course, you shouldn't need to use that this fight. Yeah, so once again, you see where they are. You can do a little bit of scouting with Salem and Twistic, so you don't have to do a full rotation out here. You can go through the room and then engage them and go to the long flank, because you do have some time for this. You don't necessarily have to do a forward engage like this. Yeah, see, that was close again for getting halted into the well. I'm surprised she actually missed that. Yeah, I'm gonna replay that again. We can watch where they were grouped. Okay, so, alright, you have a great view here, Protege, so you're just waiting for the hand. You're waiting for the hand of the Sigma to go down, and then you can shoot the grab over and actually get both of the supports in it, and perhaps the Sigma will back up, or you can just burn the Sigma down and Yellow will take care of the supports by Meteor Striking onto them. Of course, they're going to put the lamp down, but you're going to get big value out of that. So I just say, I know you're being patient here, but the better play would be to try and grab both the supports rather than the tanks, because the Orisa will get out of it anyway, and you're not going to get that much value just from killing the Sigma.
Meteor strike! I'm coming for you all!
Ooh, close again.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Doom face.
Vamos esculachar!
Yes, okay, so things start to break down here. You have Sound Barrier though, Twistic. You can keep everybody else alive and keep them into the fight, and you're right here, so everybody is going to get it. So that was a good position for you to be in.
Meteor strike!
Yeah, because I would have kept Salem alive, definitely, so that he could blade, Nano Blade, and then get huge play out of that. So keep in mind that was a great opportunity to hit your Sound Barrier there, keep everybody alive, because you were in range of all 5 members of your team. So that was good position on your part. You just need to be more active in hitting the ultimate, so that you can sustain longer in the team fights. And now we're going to skip ahead to Lighthouse, as we're right here. This is good. I like this. We're grouping up. And Salem's going to go up to high ground and peek. And let's see what happens here underneath the common meeting place. We're going to engage in this little room. Good barrier on Waffle. Ooh, big ante. Get that Zarya, get that Zarya. Alright, good kill onto the McCree, and the Mei is down too, so this should open up things for you. Yeah, I'm gonna look at positioning here. That was, I know that was you going in deep there, Yellow. Yes, okay, so the rotation here is a little bit slow too, where you guys can engage, hard engage this because Yellow's already in there. So we're playing a little bit too passive here. I think that once you hard engage and then we get stolen to walk out here at this angle towards this spot, and then she'll be able to heal from here and heal from there. So I think that was just like not recognizing that like everybody was actually following Yellow and trying to kill him rather than the other way around where they'd be all on you, but they were ignoring you guys and just focusing on Yellow. So make sure that that's clear so that you have a call out that you can engage their team and try and get those picks. That was a nice nade on the Reinhardt. He's dead, good. Okay, I'd say normally that's a good spot, but they can actually see you right through the lattice here. So if you want to play it like ultra safe, you could sit here and then wait for the call out of the engagement and then shoot across the rooftop, right, with the punch and then the uppercut, seismic slam.
With it.
Are you ready? Here I come!
Oh, it was such a good shatter too.
With it.
You know, Waffle, you've had a lot of good shatters against Houston. I think on the Blizzard World you had like, what, maybe 25 or 30 of the enemy team shattered total. Like, you had so many good shatters. But we are still stalling points, so that's nice. Building up the percentage, probably about 40-45% before they can retake. I like the attempted stall. That was good. Good block. Nice projected barrier on Waffle. That blocks the entire shatter from them. But they do have a Grav and a Blizzard. I believe they're going to use that in combination to try and team wipe you.
It's hand. Draw. Meteor strike.
Wow, what a huge Grav.
It's hand.
Great wall.
Draw.
Huge kill on the Zarya. Now hard engage that Reinhardt.
Be home with it.
I feel powerful!
Yeah, great kill on him too. Charge him off the map. And here's what I would do. I would try and get a nano shatter, or if you need to, you could drop both your, both the shatter and the nano in this play, and then you'll have sound barrier. You could save sound barrier for the next time they have a blizzard, so that everybody is safe during the blizzard. And then for the next following fight, to close things out, you'll have the Space Jam combo again. So I'd say for this fight, you can use Shatter and Nano. Well, the alt apocalypse just happened. Okay, so Yolo goes in. That's interesting. Perhaps if you punched the Reinhardt in coordination with Waffle, punch the Reinhardt and then Shatter, and then try and get big value out of that, then you can do your Doomfist tech, and then you'd have Meteor Strike, and then to clean up you can have, you'd have Grav and then Space Jam together, punch the Reinhardt, immediately Shatter, and then you could get a Nano onto Waffle. So we have both sound barriers come down. And that was... Oh, you guys hit it at the exact same time. Both of you dropped the beat at the same time. Ended up being some great kills here, though. I'm not sure how you pull this off, because they do have a great answering sound barrier. Oh, the Zarya just gets out of position there. And no Maywall to save her.
This is going to hurt.
No doubt Soam's going to take some high ground for Deadeye if they try and contest the point.
It's high noon. Draw.
冻住，不许走。
Great barrier onto Waffle. Good, both of you avoided the blizzard. See, Twistic is outside of it too. And you're able to kill the staggers. Sweet. Alright, how do we do on runes here? Okay, you assume that they're going to bring a Widowmaker. You assumed correctly. You tried to match on Widowmaker. That is awesome. My only regret was that you didn't stay on Widowmaker longer. I thought that it would be more beneficial for you to stay on Widow. I know you're not known as a Widowmaker player, but why not? They're playing Widow. You can play Widow. Give them a good run for their money. Yeah, they're a pretty good Widowmaker, but they're not They're not GM, so you definitely have a shot at killing them. I like the Doomfist still. That's great, and you guys get a check mark from me for perfect team. You do match up their team very well here, so that is good at the start, and let's get into it. One of the best Widowmaker maps. Good barrier onto yellow, and he goes in hard onto the Zarya. You can call out Zarya, try and get a nade on them, and engage with both your tanks too.
The objective is now.
This is really strange from you, Waffle. Why are you so far out here? So there's nobody there that's threatening you. I mean, yes, there's the Widowmaker that's shooting down, but she is shooting on to Salem. Are you concerned about the Mei? Because you do have the rest of your team here that can bail you out because they can walk over the Mei wall because there's high ground here. I feel like this should have been just a call out onto either the Zarya or onto the Reinhardt as priority 1 and then priority 2 targets. Okay, now you re-engage the Reinhardt. Everybody, you can call Reinhardt and then have all 5 of your team try and kill him, and then you can go after the Zarya.
The objective is now.
Was there a breakdown in communication there? Just not focusing a single target? Alright, and we are regrouping for the next fight. Nice shatter. 4. Or 3. The Mei was. Nice blocked. Good nano onto Waffle. Let's get some kills here. Oh yeah, very aggressive Widowmaker. The fight is lost and yet she's still trying to kill Yellow? Yes. Yes she is. And yes, I would hold right around here. Position yourselves here, and then you can peek either side for damage. Looks like Yoa was trying to kill the Widowmaker, and now he's going to retreat back across. And that's where I'd set up shop, this circle. And then you'll have either side to engage, and then this huge chunk of stone Greek decoration for your cover, which is very good cover there. Good break on the Rhine shield. We almost have the Grav, so we can grab this fight. Nice shatter waffle. This is a very big Grav. Of course, they have both their support ultimates to try and save them, but that's okay. You guys also have Sound Barrier to match should they push back in. Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier. Did she right-click you? She did right-click you. Oh, that is unfortunate. Normally I advise not to nano there, but I feel like it was kind of a waste. You could just keep healing him, nade. You're obviously going to lose that fight because you lost Twistic there, but I mean, good shooting from the Widow. That was some cleanup. But yeah, you'd have nano for the next fight. Yeah, that Widowmaker was really nailing some good shots there.
Nothing's gonna stop.
Nap time.
Great reflect on the fire strike. Huge nade. That's 2 easy kills, that's great. You did not need to shatter there, because you already went up 3. It's one of the things that I did on the Volskaya when I was playing Reinhardt. I tried to shatter a Ana and a Rissa, and they were the last 2 members of their team left, and we had like 5 living members of our team. So yes, I am guilty of that too, but try and control yourself. Be aware of the kill feed. When you go up 2 or 3 players immediately, you shouldn't have to shatter unless you've lost a couple players of your own, but if you haven't lost any members of your team and you go up, then you shouldn't have to use very many ultimates, if any. You shouldn't have to use any, really, unless they start using ultimates. But this is Mock League, so I would expect them to do stuff like that.
Check this out.
Yeah, she likes bouncing around from the grapple up to the rooftop and then back down, and then likes this long sightline here, and then she might go back over here and then try and get a sightline on you from that angle. Ah yes, there she is, right at the entrance. Of course, Salem, you're on her, and everybody else is going to engage them We do have... Oh, we are very close to Nano Blade. That's awesome. Of course, we have Sound Barrier. Should they try and shatter us? Nano Blade time. Excellent. Good kill on the Widow. Feels bad, Reinhardt. And Lucio will touch to stall. There we go. Great sound barrier. That's what I want to see. More of this. More of that. Huge blizzard, huge sound barrier. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, that extra bit of shielding there. What a lifesaver. Ah, yes. Okay, one other thing about Grav here is that when they are trying to delay the point, you can actually save Grav here. And the reason why is because if you're not able to kill, get the consecutive stagger kills on them to keep things staggered and then swing the fight back into your favor, if they get like 3 or 4 members on point, then you can hit your Grav. Unless they have unless you're able to hit the Grav on both the Lucio and the Hammond, like a couple of the key stall heroes at the same time, then just save your Grav. A window of opportunity will open. You don't have to rush with it because you are very much in the driver's seat here.
It's high noon.
Gotta love the sound of that Deadeye. Yeah, so this was great, Twistic. I want to see more of this. Sound barrier every time your team gets blizzard. Sound barrier every time you guys get grabbed. Sound barrier every time you guys get shattered. Great stuff. More of that. But yes, overall, I think mainly it's positioning on the well that has been the problem. It has been not grouping up enough. This was a great example of grouping up, but there needs to be more of this on the well. For some reason, we have problems grouping up, and people just go into their own directions and whatnot. They just split off like it's solo ranked or something. More of this is good. More of that, and then determine where you're going to go. Have a plan where you're going to move, either if it's going to be to the right side or if it's going to be the left and around, where sometimes teams will set up back there, but this team like to set up here or in these forward areas. Like it seems like they like to set up either somewhere around here or around here. So that was like the main area that they like to do it, but as you know, most teams like to set up either here or they like to go very aggressive and set up here at this corner. So main positions, but I think overall it was more of an issue of just staying grouped together and having a plan and moving into a singular direction. I think if we go into custom games and we actually practice rotations on specific maps like the Ilios Well, the Nepal Sanctum, Blizzard World, I think those are the main maps where we have issues where we're not actually rotating as a team together. As strange enough, even though it's more of a difficult thing, like maps like Watchpoint Gibraltar, we didn't have that issue. Everybody actually dove in unison as a group and had a target selection. For some reason, we struggle on this map. Maybe it's just the well is big, bad, and scary, and nobody wants to go near the well or whatnot, and you don't have to go near it. It's just that for some reason we like to spread out in all different directions when it comes to the well itself, rather than maintaining the solid group together. So that's just something strange that I noticed, but I think for Ilios Well and for the Nepal Sanctum, we can go into custom games and we can practice rotations against said group compositions if they're running like a Rhine Zarya sort of heavy front line with dive heroes and whatnot. Then you can do this maneuver where you can group up and you can move towards them as a total unit. If you're diving like the like a week and a half ago, where they had the Sigma and the Orisa barrier, and then so I'll just say yeah, Sigma and Orisa here, and we were having some dive where like cooldowns were being used here and cooldowns were being used here and cooldowns were being used here before going in as a like a coherent unit. The main thing that I would stress is that regardless if you guys are running the Rhine Zarya against their bunker or if you're running dive against their bunker, you can go either this way and around and in, or you can go the long flank way around and in. So just have a plan and group up as a team. Don't expend your resources before you can actually engage said enemy team. Like right here, you didn't have to expend any resources because they are a ground point control team essentially, and they like to cut off the choke points themselves, and that gets more apparent as they bring May into the fold on the Lighthouse and Runes maps as well, because they wanted to control choke points with the May wall, like here or there or whatnot. So when we look at this position right here, where they're trying to break Waffle Shield with the Deadeye, and then they would constantly be walling off Salem's Deadeye, or they'd be walling off the choke points, or trying to divide and conquer your team or whatnot. So I think working against May compositions, working against the teleporter strategy, teleporting the Bastion double shield on high ground or to point, stuff like that. I think that's the three main compositions that we need to work on against would be to dive a solid, like a bunker composition or a double shield composition, get better against dealing with May walls, and then improve against the teleporter strats onto high ground. When teams walk out, they set down a teleporter, and then they'll teleporter up here to point and whatnot, like you'd see at Lijiang Tower, the Night Market, and the Garden. Just notorious maps for teleporting bunker compositions around. Of course, there's other examples, but those are the main two that we've had to deal with in the last 2 weeks. So I hope you guys can take a lot of information away from this, and I'll see you guys again in VOD review number 12. Take care.